What is going on, car nerds? Welcome back to the Feel for Thought podcast. I'm Jay.
Kevin.
We're back again with episode 23 this week, and this week we got a pretty cool one for you guys. What is that, Kevin?
We're gonna explore Dream Garage. I'm really excited about this one.
Very selfish episode, but hopefully you guys can kind of relate to this and get some ideas on, how we put them together, and you can do it for yourself, put it on your vision board.
Yeah.
So but first we want to dive into some kind of breaking news, I guess. Do you want to kick it off with that?
Yeah, this is actually tragic news.
Tragic for you.
Yes, unfortunately. So the new Ram has been announced. It is coming out, I don't think they gave a date.
Yeah,
but
any point this year? Is it 2024?
No, so they're still making 2024, so probably 2025, maybe 2026. But the tragic news is no more Hemi. No more V8.
No!
They're solely switching to V6 twin turbo, which
that's I get it's kind of depressing.
Yeah,
that's for so many cars now too, even like the Challenger and stuff like that. Like the last one was made, and it's depressing.
That's terrible. So now Ford has killed the V8 too for the F-150, so that it's only twin turbo V6. Now we got the Ram, so Chevy's probably gonna fall in line in 5 years because they're so slow to catch up.
Man.
But the new engine has been announced. It's called the high output. It's V6 twin turbo, and the thing that's kind of like redeeming itself is the high output version of it. It's like the sport version, has 500 horsepower and
holy shit,
600 torque or something insane like that.
It's pretty impressive for a V6 twin turbo. But is this, would you say, equivalent to like the EcoBoost engine that they put in like the Ford GT and stuff?
Kind of. Well, so the F-150 has the EcoBoost, but it's only like 400 horsepower.
Yeah.
So Ram just like, F it, let's put 500.
They're like, let's top that.
Yeah.
Interesting. How much was the Hemi roughly? Do you know?
420.
Okay, wow. So it's topping it, but I guess it wasn't like turboed or anything or supercharged.
No. So a lot more torque and consistent torque.
Interesting.
And the even more tragic news: no more TRX.
Bruh, no. Why?
So I guess they're killing the power plant, the supercharged V8. They confirmed for Charger and Challenger that's not.
Wow.
They're not going to come back. And then TRX, everyone was kind of expecting it, but the TRX is going to be canceled. They are selling a final edition, 4,000 units for 2024, and it's going to cost a hefty $130,000.
Jesus. That's insane.
Yeah, they're finally milking the last strains.
The limited editions. Yeah. It's kind of sad to see, though, like everything's kind of transitioning to, like you said, like either electric or like smaller engines. And I wonder if they just got slapped with like a lawsuit or like emissions, and they're like, look, like you can't keep doing this. I think all car manufacturers kind of going down that route, but
it's unfortunate. The government's restricting them. They're very, very tight restrictions in emissions. Yeah. And it's almost impossible to pass with a normal gas powered with just NA. So yeah, it's sad. They did announce a fully electric version of the Ram. It's called the Ram Rev, which is...
That makes no sense.
Well, because it's EV, so they just put a R in front of it.
But Rev is also something to do with a gas engine. Like, they're trying to like make it sour for us. Like, oh, you know what you're missing. Call it Rev.
Yeah. I guess it's more masculine than like men will want it. I don't know. I guess they want it rugged, but they did show renders of the truck, and I will say it looks amazing.
Yeah, we'll put it in here, but I'm seeing it up on screen. It looks pretty good. Yeah, like it's a lot better than how Ford did with the Lightning, because I don't like the look of that thing.
It's weird. It just looks like a normal F-150, but just like the lights kind of connect, and that's pretty much it. So
I don't know. I don't like how they think electric means like future. Like they want to make it look like a spaceship. Like you can just keep the same design as a car and then make it electric. It'll look good still. And they spent years refining like how the car looks, anyways.
Yeah,
I just never get that, but whatever.
So, that's unfortunate news. I would love to we'll still have used Rams on the market, so hopefully I can score a Cummins or a TRX or at some point.
Roll coal around the neighborhoods when people have electric cars everywhere.
Yeah, so I'd love to have one just for myself and like baby it so I can keep it forever. But that's a good idea. That's the future. EVs are taking over.
Yeah. Do you think if they ever make a limited version, they'll call it the rev limiter?
That'd be cool. Maybe they can add like speakers and make it sound like a V8 or something.
I swear that's probably coming for like the true gearheads, like all of us here on the podcast. Like, you know, we need something to make us excited. So you can't just listen to nothing.
So I saw a video, a reel on Instagram. So you know Borla, Borla exhaust.
Yeah.
The Mach-E, the Ford Mach-E, which is the electric Mustang, whatever. They put speakers in the back bumper and then put in like V8 noise, like fake V8 noise, and it like matches with the revs.
Okay, that's depressing.
But yeah, it sounds so bad.
Really?
It's like a video game.
Really?
Like, you know how video games, like, it doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
Like when you rev and like it's choppy. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, I'd rather just ride my bike at that point.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. And even like Borla, it's like such a significant exhaust, like American made.
Yeah.
And then they just switch to speakers. It's
not an exhaust. It's a sound system. Might as well work with Sony.
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy. All right, on to better things. Our dream garages.
Yes.
So, do you want to give us a walkthrough of how we're going to do this? And I think we're starting with you. So.
Yeah. So there wasn't any rules. We did have a guest and we gave him like the limit of 3 cars.
Yeah.
Here, we're the hosts. We make exceptions. So no limit. Not really any limit on budget either. It's just like what money, no object. What would you ideally want?
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Before we start this, I'm just reading up there. You wrote down the VIN number.
Oh, so this is. This is just for this one car.
So you know exactly what car you want, like the exact car. You know the entire VIN.
Well, I have a couple.
I didn't go that hard, but I mean,
it's just to keep track, because this is one that I got a chance to see in person in Lamborghini Montreal.
Right.
And it's kind of fascinating, this story. So it's this multi-millionaire in Toronto that got an allocation for the SVJ63 and then made it like an amazing spec, in my opinion. A lot of people hate on it.
Yeah.
And then he sold that one, and I actually now kept it, got an allocation for the SVJ63 Roadster. Same spec, like same everything, and then had both for a while and then sold it to Lamborghini Montreal. And then it's just been, well, they're Lamborghini Montreal's overcharges, so they've just been keeping it in stock for a while. And I think the coupe has been sold and the Roadster's left, but it's now in Toronto.
Oh, really? They brought it back?
The dealership, I don't know what they're called, Greater Toronto Motor Cars or something like that. Mm-hmm. They bought it. I think they have connections with the dealership in Montreal.
Yeah.
So they bought it and they're selling it right now.
Wish I could have driven that back.
Yeah.
Would have been fun.
Yeah, that thing's insane. It's got a like full IPA exhaust and stuff. And
really?
So
that's insane.
Let's get started.
I think we might as well kind of gave it away.
Yeah, so it is. I'd love to have the 63 version, SVJ63.
It just has like the decals on it and stuff, right? Is there any other differences?
Yeah, so every single car was like full ad persona, so you could do anything you wanted.
Really?
Yeah.
Like anything? Like a color of anything?
Color of anything, like full on. You get the
you have to write the prescription pretty much for your SVJ.
Yeah. The nicest 63 edition I saw, some dude on Instagram had the whole, like all the carbon fiber bits tinted blue. So it's like matte black with tinted blue carbon fiber.
Oh, that sounds so good.
That one's nice. But the one, like my favorite spec is the matte black, fully matte black, everything, and then full red Alcantara interior.
That's sick. Yeah.
Like
I think I've seen something similar before, and it looks so good.
Yeah.
Like the black on red. Like you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, it looks killer. Yeah. And then obviously if I get that, I want the Gintani exhaust.
Yeah, that's there's not even a question about that.
Yeah. The thing, so I picked the SVJ because the 63 they're selling for 1.5, 1.6, and really like there's no difference. It's the same engine, same everything. It's just add persona. So I would just get like a black Aventador SVJ, do matte PPF on the outside, and then like reupholster the interior with red Alcantara.
Yeah, it's a lot cheaper than spending the extra $600K on a 63.
Exactly. And then like the SVJs are selling for a lot. They're almost pushing like $1 million, which is interesting because they made more SVJs than they made SVs, Aventador SVs.
Yeah, it seems like they're in way more demand, the Js, than just the SVs, which is like, I still don't fully understand the difference. Like a little bit more power, right? And some slight like aerodynamic changes.
Yeah,
carbon.
It's more aggressive, but I think really is the hype with the Gentani exhaust really shot that car to the moon, because it is a different exhaust system. So the SVJ goes straight out the back, whereas the SV goes kind of down and then out the back.
Oh, I see.
So there's like a big sound difference, because like if you think of F1 cars, they do shoot straight out the back, and that's why you're able to. There is like a notable sound difference between those two models, but it's still like the SVJ is fetching 500,000 more than the SV, and there is like a lot more made. So the SVJ was 900, whereas the SV was like 600.
Damn, that's crazy. I still wouldn't mind an SV though, if you're on a budget, you know.
I mean, fuck it, I would get an Aventador S. I wouldn't care. You can get a Gentani exhaust for the Aventador S. The Aventador, the original one's nice. It's just the tech's a bit outdated.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, because those came. When did that come out again? 2012. The original Aventador.
14 or 2012. Yeah, I think you're right. 2012.
One of those years. Yeah, that actually is getting quite old now. But yeah, I mean, even those. But what are those going for? Do you know roughly?
So the S is going for like 500, 600, and then the normal original Aventador is more like 400.
It's actually not too bad. Like, if you want like an Aventador and like you don't want like an SVJ, like
exactly, it's pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
And I saw actually in Yorkville some guy bought just a plain Aventador, like normal, probably early 2012 or something, and did a whole kit, SVJ kit.
Damn, that's crazy.
And it made it look like the SVJ. There's still like people like me who like are complete nerds will like spot a couple things, like the interior wasn't right, the wheels, the air ducts on the side, but to normal people who aren't like crazy.
Exactly. I remember that too with the Murcielago SV.
Yeah,
it is fake.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I never would have noticed, but you like know the differences a bit more. Yeah, what was it again that gave it away? I think it was the exhaust part.
The exhaust, the engine cover, and the interior.
Yeah, that's subtle things, but so you think if they did like a remake, they'd make sure they knew all the differences, you know?
It's a price thing, like
probably
the kit alone, and then like if you think about it, like engine cover, is it really worth it?
Probably not.
Yeah, and then
most people don't even know the difference.
Yeah, exactly. Reupholstering a car, especially a Lamborghini like that, is like 25,000.
Especially the older ones too, because you have to get all the material like for the older shapes and stuff of the seats.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, let's move on.
Yes.
Second car. What's the second car in your dream garage?
So this one, it's been on my list forever. A 458 Spider. I always go back and forth on this one. I would either do red with like brown interior or white with red interior, kind of like what I have with my BMW.
That would be kind of sweet. A white Ferrari is kind of a classic. Like I always just think of like Wolf of Wall Street with the white Countach.
Yeah,
like that's sick. That's like classic. And the Testarossa too. I think he had a white Testarossa in that movie. But
and this one's kind of controversial, maybe a bit, because we both kind of hate convertibles.
Yeah,
the way we like it kind of ruins the look, and I feel like most car guys agree with that. But I feel like the 458 Spider is the one car that looks better in the convertible than the coupe.
I'll have to see an actual photo again. I don't know if I've seen more Spiders or if I've seen more like.
So that's the thing.
Hard tops.
It's hard to tell because there's just tiny differences. So the coupe is like it swoops back, and the engine is like a glass cover, so you can see the engine. Whereas the Spider kind of ends, and then like it's a backing.
It's just like a flat back kind of thing.
Yeah, you can't really see the engine. There's like a tiny window, but it's not like those felt or soft tops that kind of just ruins like the Huracan, for example, has a soft top and just completely ruins it. This is like same color, same everything. Like, yeah, it's so well executed that I would love to have a Spider.
Yeah, that's sick. I'll have to see one again, and again we'll put a photo in the video here. But yeah, I need to see one in person. I can't remember exactly the differences.
Yeah.
All right, what's the next one?
Just before wrapping up on the 458, so this one, the tragic thing is because it's the last NA V8 from Ferrari ever made, because the 488 is twin turbo.
Right.
They're now going up in price, so I gotta kind of hurry up and get the capital.
All these cars, they're all going up in price.
Yeah. So the next one would be, you know this one, Gallardo Superleggera.
This has been years.
Yeah.
Like even, I remember I was in Vancouver and I took a photo in the dealership, in the Lambo dealership. This is like, what year was this? 2014 maybe?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and then I took a photo, I think it was a light blue, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, light blue Superleggera, and yeah, Kevin shat his pants. He wished he came along, and yeah, it sucks because it was a really nice one. But
yeah, so this car has a lot of history for me.
Yeah.
So back when I had my like car photography page, this is the first car I ever took a picture of, because I remember seeing it. It was a like all black Gallardo Superleggera, and for people who are wondering, this is the second gen, so the LP 570. I remember seeing it and I was like, what is this thing? Like, I didn't know much about cars back then, and I just like fell in love and took pictures, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. And then that's when I started the Fast Exotic Cars page.
Right. Yeah.
And then you saw the blue one.
Yeah.
And fun fact is, so this is blue Semphis, I think is the Italian color, from Lamborghini, and there's only 2 of those blue ones in Canada.
That's crazy.
That I know of. There's one in Vancouver and then one in Montreal, now Mississauga. I've been tracking the one in like here in Mississauga.
Yeah, we're literally in Mississauga, so we gotta go find that.
Well, that's the one we went to see.
Oh yeah, the one at the dealer. Yeah.
Yeah, so I got to see it in Lamborghini Montreal. Talked to the salesman. I was like, I really want this.
Yo, you can make it like 50K. I'll buy it right now.
Yeah, this was in 2019 though. I just graduated, had like maybe 1,000 in my bank account.
That's brutal.
And then we went to see in Mississauga, and it's still in there, I believe.
Yeah.
I think the owner of the dealership is just using it as his car, but yeah, it's I love this car.
I gotta admit though, like, I know it's your thunder, but it's probably the most well-rounded of the Gallardos, and like even just any older Lambo, to be honest, because it's essentially the Performante, but it's like the second gen Gallardo, which is like the best looking Gallardo, I think. And it's just like, it just looks so good with the wing and everything. It's got a bit more power. The Superleggera wheels too, those things look awesome. So yeah, definitely this would be the one that's like the best bang for your buck, and just like so fun to drive. Probably
I wouldn't be mad at a normal Gallardo, but I would feel like I'm cheating myself. Like, this is my poster car. Like, I gotta have this thing.
Yeah, definitely.
And then, of course,
surprise, the
G-wagon. I don't know why. Like, I used to. So the previous generation of G-wagons, I used to hate them so much.
Yeah.
I was like you. I was like, why would anyone spend this much money on a G-wagon? Yeah, I just didn't get it. And then the facelift happened, and I was like, oh, now I get it. I want one so bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, this would be like I said in our previous episode, like all black, either red or blue leather interior.
Yeah. And
then I'm always torn on this. Maybe a full Brabus kit, maybe not. But I would keep the power and exhaust and everything stock, because A, it sounds like shit with an exhaust, and B, this would be like kind of my daily driver.
Yeah, exactly. Just kind of your beatbox, you take that off-roading and stuff.
Yeah. So I don't want to mess with powertrain, because then you void warranty and all that.
Yeah, exactly. We'll go through the evolution now. It's like, I want to show this on screen too.
Yeah, so this is kind of what I use to motivate myself. Like, I don't know if it works, but it's just something.
I think it does.
Yeah, it's kind of like a vision board, right? It has worked in the past, because I realized when I bought my truck that I had a poster or like a pamphlet that I got a Dodge Ram when I was like 10.
Yeah.
And the cover was like the exact same truck, like orange, with chrome.
That's pretty
Hemi,
cool.
4-door. And then my BMW, it was on my vision board because I watched Adam LZ.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, like my 2 cars right now are things I envision myself owning. So the fact that I have these images constantly reminding me like, oh, this is why I work hard, this is where I want to end up.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel kind of pushes me to achieve that.
That's such an important thing. And even if cars aren't your thing, like doing that in general, you know, like doing that with what you want to achieve, and even just like for example, like we have houses in here to show at Dream Garage, but if you want a big house, put that on your vision board, you know, envision yourself living there. Go to open houses and check it out.
Yeah. So the houses I don't really care about.
No, same. I don't give a shit.
They're just in there because like I have to live somewhere.
They're just like roofs for our cars, pretty much.
Yeah. Like the first one in 2019 was just a garage. Like this is not a house. It's just a garage space. But it's kind of cool seeing the evolution, but also what stays. So in here, like you can see Supercar's here, 458. There's Aventador. This was SV back then. Porsche's sticking around, the GT3 RS. And then we move to the next one. There's my shitty BMW. G-wagon, 458, Supercar. We got the SVJ now. And for a while I was like, oh, it'd be cool to have a Carrera Gambala GT.
Yeah. Go check out that episode if you guys haven't already.
Yeah. But it's just, I don't think I would ever own one. I would love to drive one.
Yeah.
Owning is tough.
Yeah, for sure.
And then, this is the most recent one. Again, the 458, the GT3 Supercar are still there. The Aventador is there. And then G-wagon. I added TRX and Huracan STO, but...
Yeah, just for fun.
I got carried away.
Just because we can.
Yeah, why not? You can never dream too big, right?
No, exactly.
What is it? Like, shoot for the stars, and if you miss, you land on the moon or something?
Yeah, very cheesy, but 100% true, though.
Yeah.
Just shoot big.
So, yeah, this total would be, like, 2 million, which is a lot of money.
That's not too bad. It's like an average house here.
Yeah, but then, like, you gotta factor in insurance, like, running costs, and...
That's just
I need a house too, like with a lot of garage space. So, yeah, it's pretty ambitious goal, but
for sure, yeah,
I'll settle for a Lambo and a G-wagon.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a good, well-rounded. Like even if you could just choose two, you know, like obviously this is like the best case scenario. You would have all these cars, but you can pick and choose which ones you'd rather have. You know, the hardest is going to be choosing which ones to buy first.
Exactly.
That's what you're already struggling with.
Supercar. Yeah, I would just walk in that dealership tomorrow and buy that blue one.
Damn.
Easy.
That'd be so sick.
All right, well, that wraps up mine.
Yeah, all right, time for mine. I'm not nearly that invested as you are. I haven't done this for years. Kevin actually slapped this together for me because I had it in my head. I have it in my head all the time, but I don't actually like have a photo of it and like Photoshop the cars into there. But it's a good idea. Maybe I'll start doing it. And then we can compare a couple of years down the line.
Yeah, and if you guys want this as a service, hit us up.
Yeah, we'll Photoshop your dream cars and print it on a calendar or some shit.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, let's get started with mine. So, obviously, I wanted kind of a balance as well. Like, I wanted performance and I want, like, daily drive or kind of like Kevin's G-wagon. And I also wanted something that's, you know, different on the spectrum of speed and stealth and just a little bit of everything to experience everything. So the first one, and one that I've been, you know, fond of for the longest time, is a Ferrari F12. And
that's your daily driver? No,
not the daily driver, but just the car I've wanted for the longest time. This is definitely the performance kind of car, and definitely not a daily driver, but always wanted it in like a bright cherry red with black Forgiato wheels. And of course, I think Gintani now also does. For the F12, I think they made an exhaust for that too. So now they do the 812, but the F12 as well. I've debated a lot since the 812 came out if I like the 812 more or not, but I think just the classic F12, it just holds a special place in my heart. Like I know the 812 looks more aggressive and it looks like super futuristic and curvy and everything, but I almost kind of don't like that about it.
It's kind of too aggressive.
Yeah,
because like it's always. The front engine Ferraris are like more classy, like business. Yeah. Whereas the 812 is just like punch in the face. Almost.
Yeah, it's party everywhere, you know. Yeah. So that's kind of why I like the F12. It's like somewhat down to earth, but it's still so aggressive, and like the whole back end, you know, looks like a, you know, female reproductive thing. That's pretty dope. I'll have to make a meme about that, honestly.
Yeah.
But, it's just it's a very classy looking car. Like the air ducts and like the cooling thing for the brakes and the bumper, how it like opens when the brakes need to cool. Like just simple things like that, and just obviously the front engine V12. The thing just sounds ridiculous.
What color interior?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I've battled with this too. I think I would go black with like red inserts. There's like the red inserts you can do and red steering wheel. I think that would go. I know it's a lot of red, but I just love the red on Ferrari. It just looks so good. And then again, black Forgiato wheels and a Gintani exhaust, of course.
Nice.
So yeah, definitely a must in the garage. Second one, I'll kind of go to like most extreme to like a less extreme. I gotta have a classic Murcielago. The second gen, so the one with the 6.5 liter V12, not the first gen.
What was the first gen?
I think it was 6.2.
6.2, okay.
Yeah, so it has that kind of like, that first gen has like the curved exhaust, kind of comes out in an angle. And then the new one has like that kind of parallelogram thing. Yeah, I don't even know what it is.
It's weird, yeah.
It's like a trapezoid, yeah. But yeah, it just sounds a lot better in my opinion, and you can put some crazy cool exhaust on this thing too. Not sure what exhaust I want on it. I've kind of battled with this. Like I've heard a couple of good sounding like F1 type exhausts that sound good, but I don't know if I want something that extreme on a car like that. It's more of a classic. So I don't know. And color wise, this is also a tough one for me because I like so many colors of this car, but I think I would go for a lime green.
Yeah.
And then go with black wheels on that, and then just so perfect. And if I could get it, a white interior, because it looks so good with the green. I don't know what it is, but and then of course if there is a possibility to get a stick, like a standard one, that'd be insane. Gated manual.
It's actually crazy how rare the manuals are.
Yeah,
I think for the second gen, there's only like 60 to 80.
That's the thing. Yeah, it's so hard. But again, that single clutch like paddle transmission kind of blows too. So
yeah, it's not good for reliability.
No, definitely not. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Either way, it sounds insane. So
would you get a coupe or a roadster?
Coupe, hands down. Yeah. I don't know. That roadster never really looked that good in that car, in my opinion. It looks so sleek as like a coupe. So it just, hands down for sure.
And the doors go up.
Yeah.
That's even better.
Yeah, it's even better. Another color I would consider very closely is yellow. They have like a very nice yellow for this. I'd also consider that for sure. Okay, moving on. AMG GTR. This is one that I kind of thought of more recently. I've always loved like American muscle and like crazy power, like, you know, lose traction in the corners and crash kind of thing. But kind of wanted something a little bit more refined, something with a nicer interior, something with a bit more character maybe. So I kind of landed on AMG GTR. Even an older SLS I might maybe swap that for. But I don't know, I really like the AMG GTR. It looks so aggressive. It's got, you know, that crazy spoiler, like all the carbon accents and everything. And this thing would just be murdered out, like just black on black on black, everything black, like black carbon, interior black wheels, like it would just look ridiculously sick and in all black. So
the one thing I have with this car though, it doesn't sound that good.
Exactly, and that's kind of, I don't know, I feel like I had the other cars to sound good, and this thing would just like, it'd be like that rumble, you know, because you hear it inside, as far as I've heard anyway on YouTube, like inside the cabin you hear like that growl, and that's like kind of enough, you know, like I don't need something insane all the time.
That's true. So
it'd be more, not daily drive because it's a GTR, but more of like a joy car to drive, like if you're doing like some back roads and crazy turns and stuff.
Yeah, so it'd be more like the Ferrari F12 if you want to like be obnoxious. Exactly. And this car like more kind of low key.
Exactly, yeah. So it's kind of like a different vibe for sure, which is kind of what I went for with this whole garage, just kind of switching between insane and kind of more tame. But yeah, and then I think the last like crazy performance car is probably the R8 V10 Plus, and this is obviously stems from how much I love my car currently, like the V10 and just like the Audi experience. So I feel like the V10 Plus is just like the ultimate V10 badass Audi, I guess you can get. So I think this thing would just be a lot of fun. It's definitely not one that I would need in my garage, but I think it would be a good like mix. Instead of getting like a Gallardo or Huracan or something, I would look into like an R8 V10 Plus.
Now, a question for you: would you keep it stock, or would you like supercharge or twin turbo?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think I would start keeping it stock, and then I'd probably twin turbo it and take the rear bumper off.
Yeah, you'd be one of those guys, eh? shooting.
Because it just sounds like we've heard it a couple times. Like even when we were in Montreal, that one guy that just stopped and revved it, I was just like, oh my God, I need that in my life.
Yeah, that was nuts.
I think probably kicks like a mule with its balls wrapped in duct tape. You know what I mean? Like it's just like like the power is probably ridiculous. Like all-wheel drive, like twin turbo V10.
Yeah, they can get to crazy numbers, like 1,500 horsepower.
Yeah,
or some
I can't even imagine that. And like it probably has such good traction too because of the all-wheel drive. It's just nuts. But yeah, that's definitely on the list. Now that you mention it, I might actually consider the twin turbo. But who knows how much that costs. And then 50 grand. Yeah. Oh shit. Okay. I mean that's less than I thought, to be honest. Like
so that's 30 to 50 for like 800 to 1,000, and then if you get higher, you gotta build the transmission and all that.
Yeah, I mean, once you go above 1,000, once you go above 800, realistically, like you can't use it anywhere.
Not really. No.
Like it's just a death machine at that point. But yeah, okay, and then the final one, this one's also holds a special place in my heart ever since it came out, is the Audi RS6, the brand new, I think it's the 2020 version, I think that's when this model came out, maybe it's 2019, I can't be sure. But this thing definitely 100% Nardo gray, which is like that kind of like dark, nice looking gray that you kind of see everywhere now, like Volvo also does it, BMW has their own version, like there's all like similar colors, but...
the best by far.
Agree. It's just such a nice color. It looks so good. And then obviously I get those big 21-inch rims, all black. And then I think I'm gonna go black interior with this, just because it's more of a daily driver. It just looks so sleek.
Yeah.
And then might do like an ABT tune on it. I don't know. That'd be pretty sweet. But just love this thing. Like if I had to choose like all around, like if I only got one car, I'd probably choose that because. Really? You can literally use it for everything. It's got like almost 800 horsepower from a twin turbo V8. You can put a sweet exhaust on it, it'll sound good. Like you got all the space, you can put skis in it, you can put kids and dogs in it, whatever. And it's quick and it's nimble. It goes around corners like crazy. Like it's I love it. It's a sweet car.
Insane too. Like,
agreed.
So aggressive.
We've seen a couple. Like even when we went to look for your cars, we saw a couple of them. But awesome. But yeah, that's kind of my current dream garage. I only got 5 currently. Of course, there's 17 others I could list if I really wanted to, but wanted to kind of keep it to the top 5 that I'd really enjoy driving. It'd be a dream to try driving all of these, but fun fact, actually in Las Vegas, I was on vacation in 2017. I went to the Las Vegas Speedway and actually got to rev an F12. That was sick.
That's awesome.
I was like... The moment I was like, okay, I need to own one of these. And I already liked it for a couple years then, but then I got to sit in it, like hold the steering wheel. And then the guy like came out, he's like, oh, you want to like start it? And he's like, give it a couple revs. And I was just like, holy shit. Like, feels like you're like handling a spaceship. It's insane.
Yeah, I got to do the same in the Supercar. Yeah. I got to sit in one of them at a racetrack. And the thing is, I couldn't really fit, so I was like, oh shit, this sucks.
That's another thing we noticed. Like my dad, he's like a bit taller too. I think he's 6'3", 6'4", and he tried sitting in an Aventador and just nope. Like I don't think he'd ever be able to drive it. But I mean, I'm easy, 5'8", 5'9", I just sit behind the wheel, like let's go.
Yeah, that's the thing that worries me. Like, what if I buy these things, like make all this money, and then I just can't drive them?
You better test drive it first.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah. So yeah. I did a quick calculation, like I don't know the numbers on all these, but I think for you it would come out to 1.1 million.
Okay, decent. So we got 900K to spend on a house after you.
Yeah.
Damn, okay. Well, that's, I mean, hey, we can make that in our lifetime. Life's good.
I hope so. I think so. I think we're good.
Hey, if you think about it, you know, if say if you made an average over your lifetime of 100,000 a year and you're doing it for 10 years even, now it's $1 million. Obviously you got to live, so call it 15 years.
Yeah.
But you know, if you save hard and do this, you know, you can do this, kids.
Yes, there you go. It's not that hard.
Yep.
It's not that
just get your wife on board. That's very important, and your kids. They probably won't eat much more than rice and beans, but
no college tuition for them.
No, they don't need to go to college. They can just, you know, they can help you drive cars.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool. That was our dream garages. Yeah. If you guys want to let us know your dream garage, let it know down below. We might even do like a quick rating of car garages. I don't know if we have enough followers for that yet, but if you guys want to, leave them down below and we can rate them. Sweet. Yeah. Anything else?
Great. Nope, that was it.
Awesome. Yeah. Let us know what you guys think, and we'll see you guys next week for episode 24. And yeah, that's it. Cool.
Goodbye.
See you guys later.